came up, what is day 43? Well, someone asked Dave to do this whole funnel on rodeo and bull riding. Believe it or not, there are a lot of people in the world that love rodeo and love bull riding. And drop in the comments, do any of you have any hobbies or things that you love? So when Dave and I first got married, I think most everybody knows this, Dave was on a rodeo circuit, riding bulls, traveling, running around the country, and he loved it, and he was good at it. And I'm sure it was an adrenaline rush, and it was actually his entire identity at the time, that and 2 little babies. In the beginning, there was no babies. No babies. He just said, there was no babies. But, I mean, it wasn't just a hobby. Like, it's how he made money, right? So, down the road, there was 1 baby, and then there was 2 babies, and then there was about to be 3 babies. Things were, we joked, things were all happening in 8-second increments, right? Some of you guys will get that later. Some of you get it. But drop in the comments if you're watching live. If you're watching replay, say replay. Make sure, if you haven't, to hit follow, because after we get to day like 50, this is going to get deep. But we're on day 43. So I look back at today when Dave was working on this project with people in the rodeo industry. I'm looking back at pictures, right? And when Dave rode bulls, there was not a bulletproof vest and a helmet. Like, if somebody would have worn that in 1990, everybody would have been like, did he have a head injury? Or, you know, is there some reason why this guy is wearing this helmet and this vest? Well, now it's just common sense. Like, safety would say, wear the vest, wear the helmet, right? People didn't do that back then. But Dave loved it. And if he stayed on the bull for 8 seconds, he would get day money at the end of the night at the rodeo. So he would enter in them. We would drive to the rodeo. I would push the double stroller, or the stroller and the baby in my belly, you know, and his dad would come. His dad would pull his rope. Everybody in the, we brought the great big camcorder, the one you used to have to like hold on your shoulder, and then you would like try to video the ride. And I'm looking back on this as we're talking tonight. We pull up these old pictures, and it's funny how your identity can change. Your hobbies can change. Things that you were just completely obsessed with, sometimes they change. I look back, I don't know why one day he just stopped riding bulls, but we had a mentor. And what was the question that you asked him, Dave? Because I remember the sketch on our dream board was like you at the NFR behind the chutes. I still have the drawing. What did he tell you that day?
What's that?
The day when you talked to Kevin about your hobby of riding bulls. Am I in the car with you and you're not listening to my day 43?
That would be a positive statement. Yes, that would be a very positive statement. I am not listening to you.
I'm talking to him about him.
I am checking and responding emails since
he's responding to emails because he stopped at a construction light.
He's getting some work done.
He's getting work done at the construction light, and I'm like, pop quiz. What did he say to you?
He just talked about focus and how, you know, how bad you want something. That if you want that one thing really bad, then obviously you should focus on it. But if you want 2 things really bad, and you focus 50-50, it's okay. Just don't be disappointed that you're only getting 50-50 on the things you're focusing on. And if you're doing 4 things that you really love, don't be upset that you're only doing 25% of what you could do, because you're only focusing 25%. And it really kind of hit home that, you know, what do I want to do? Do I want to be broke, ride bulls, and break every bone in my body, and be such a great living example for my family? Or
wow,
would I rather, you know, focus on this business that we had got in at that time and try to, you know, support my family, be a better dad and husband, and set some goals and all that stuff. So I obviously chose to not go down the road of knocking more teeth out of my head and breaking everything in my body. It was a very good choice.
That was the Reader's Digest version. You might need to read the book. But Dave was an amazing bull rider, and he never gives himself the credit that, I mean, when we first started dating, he was riding 80% of the bulls he was getting on. It's just when one practically kills you, kind of takes you out of the game for a little bit. Then you got to get all healed up and then go back to it. But it's funny because then I look, Dave and I owned a company and we were making more money than we had ever made. And as a distributor, you know, I was in the field doing meetings and whatever. And then I hit my goal in the pause in 2008 or 9. We decided to open the largest Christmas store in the state of Kansas. And not only did we open a Christmas store, we built a massive shed with like 75 themed trees. We thought we were going to be Brauners of Michigan in Kansas. We bought 2 live reindeer. We had a live nativity scene at night. We had a s'mores pit. You could feed the reindeer, roast the s'mores, get your chocolates, buy your fudge, eat homemade soup, tour the entire RV park my mom owned. We bought all the downtown Dallas Main Street decorations.
What, a $5,000 snow machine that never made snow?
Yeah, we bought a $5,000 snow machine so you could go down Snow Mountain. The humidity wasn't right in Russell. But I'll tell you guys, like, my habit, my obsession then was Christmas. And I was the Christmas queen. Like, I was Mrs. Christmas. And today, sometimes when I go in my attic, and of course, Dave said he needs some Pepto-Bismol right now. I mean, not only did I run the Christmas store, I bought one of everything at market, right? So I still have them. 3,000 square foot on a main level, 3,000 square foot of an attic packed with trees and themes. One time, Dave decided he wanted to be a taxidermist. And we were in a company making over $1 million a year. He was bored out of his mind. Decided, I'm going to go to taxidermy school. True story. I was like, you're going to what? He moved part-time. I was in favor of it. Lived 4 hours during the week, 4 hours away. Went to the school all week, had the weekends off. Loved his life. Learned a lot about taxidermy. Became one of the best in the state of Kansas. We got tons of stuff in our shed to show for it. Like, he was the greatest taxidermist. Probably still is. But there's times in your life where you need a little hobby. And then there's other times in your life where maybe not. So last summer, I wanted to ski. Not only did I want to ski, I wanted to learn to surf. And I did it. And I was actually good at it one time. So then my husband goes and buys everything for the boat, right? And this year, I'm so obsessed. We got the ski boat tuned up, begged the guy to get it ready on Memorial Weekend, and we've never put it in the water because I'm obsessed. Like, do I love to ski? Absolutely love to ski. Would I love to be skiing? Yes, I would love to be skiing. Have I skied this summer? Absolutely haven't even put the boat in. Like, I've been on the pontoon once or twice, but we've been obsessed, and we've been 100% not on our hobbies, but on the target. So we were talking today, like, maybe I could put the ski boat in. Maybe I could see if I could still ski, but I don't have to ski every day. And I think the success habit is there's times in your life where you really have to think, just like what Dave said when our mentor said to him, like, you can be a great bull rider, and you can be, at the time it was a 4-star platinum in that company. You know, you can be number 1 in the company, or you can be number 50, and you can also be a great bull rider. And we just decided to be number 1. So we went all in. There's no shame in people having hobbies. There is no shame in you. I love to oil paint. I love to paint. I started a horse for my friend Melinda Wynn. I was painting her horse, and I had it all figured out in the pictures and everything. And then we started a company, and I've never touched the brush. Like, I've never been back in my painting stuff. So I think there's a season where you can do a little bit. Maybe you take a little vacation or a weekend off or something. But people that are like, I'm not giving up my golf game. I'm not giving up bowling league. You know, I'm not giving up 4 nights a week that I volunteer at the homeless shelter. There we are. We made it to the top of the hill. It was circling, trying to reconnect. The habit tip, success habit tip, I would tell you, discipline your time, because you only have so much of it. And it's okay to have hobbies. But when I would be obsessed with Christmas, or Dave was obsessed with bull riding, or Dave was obsessed with taxidermy, or maybe whatever, it's hard to really be the best at something if you're dividing up all of your time and your talent. So it's good to have a little release. Like yesterday, I was just family girl all day long. I was just number one grandma, number one aunt. One of these days I need to be number one wife. But I have been number one CEO focused. So my success habit tip for every single one of you is ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want to be 25%, 50, 75, or 100? And, set aside some time during the day that you do something that you love. Just make sure it's in the right proportions. Have a good day, everyone.